We're saying that retrials essentially should not be committed, as we have said it in open court and you have heard, on the basis that time has expired so long. Men have been in custody for 13 years, and we want the court to consider that factor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, Dancehall News and Reviews. It's day 5 recap. Everything you need to know about the Vybz Kartel Retrial hearings, verdict coming up. Ladies and gents, get ready. This one right here, hot and spicy. And already you listen to this clown right here, this man right here. Yeah, me I tell you, Jamaica is not a real place. This man is a liar right here. The man sound as crooked as, yo, unbelievable, unbelievable. Just the words coming out of this guy's mouth. Oh, the man them been behind bars for 13 years and it should not go ahead because the man them no fear of a retrial because too much time have passed. Where the law say that? What you talk about, brother man? That now make no sense.
And the special circumstances of this case, including the ordeal that the men have suffered, and also the more than 774 Jamaicans who are before the Home Circuit Court, who are waiting on their day in court, and who may have their matter pushed back just to facilitate this matter.
You can't make this stuff up. This man right here, the liar, yeah, he might make we know say 774 other cases for come up before the court before Vybz Kartel them. So basically, if you push the case here ahead of the other people them, if you push it through because you want to give them a speedy trial, expeditious, you want to go on. That not fair to the other 774. So you want to go on. Just let them out. Nobody have a retrial because it not going to be fair to the other 774 people we are wait. How about we keep it real then? Make them wait. Give them the retrial or make them wait upon the other 774 since it not fair for the other 774. Make it fair. Make them wait. Give them the retrial and make them wait for the other 774 cases for go through and then for them be the 775th. How about that?
We say it's not fair for those persons, some of whom are in custody, to have their matter pushed back. And at some time, especially bearing in mind how complex this matter was and how expensive it will be for the taxpayers, that it is not fair that we, having considered all the factors, engage state resources, scarce state resources to deal with a situation like this, bearing in mind that it's the taxpayers who ultimately will pay for everything.
Scarcity? Hold on there, brother man. Hold on. Me no mean for make fun of your speech impediment, but you sound so crooked, bro. You sound so crooked. To all of the tax-paying citizens of Jamaica, let me make this clear to you. If you are concerned about your tax-paying dollars being used to facilitate a retrial of Vybz Kartel and his co-accused them, if you have a problem with your money paying for that, you might want to check the reality. If they are acquitted, they will sue the system and they will win billions of Jamaican dollars. If you are worried about millions of taxpaying dollars being used to prosecute these guys, you should be more concerned about billions of taxpaying dollars that will be used to pay these guys back for wrongful imprisonment. If you acquit them, you would be dropping the charges, so there would be no conviction. There would only be wrongful imprisonment. You see what going on there, sir? And you would have to compensate these guys for the time served, wages lost, and pain and suffering, and a whole lot of like madness. Not to mention that Vybz Kartel makes over $2 million per year. Over just from his artists. We're not talking about him business. Over $2 million from revenue coming from his artistry. I am not talking about song sales and streaming. I am speaking of shows. I am speaking of dub plates. I am speaking about endorsements. Vybz Kartel has lost out on over $2 million per year. And we're talking about 13 years. So that's $26 million. You do the mathematics. $26 million US dollars. We are talking about losses from a music alone. We not talk about him business, them we not talk about him pain and suffering, we not talk about him health. Me a show no say, when you hear them lawyer ya talk, the brother ya, him crooked and wicked, bro. The man a try appeal to the taxpayers and a tricky people, them a beat them in them head. If Kartel is to be released, he will have to be paid back a hefty sum. Any taxpaying citizen with 2 brain cell knows that this have to go retrial. You have to take the chance even if they are acquitted. The fact of the matter is this, even if the retrial lead to a not guilty verdict, it's better than a acquittal for the system and the taxpayers. That's reality. You can't beat it, you can't go around it. So no make no nincompoop fool, who know?
I find that statement very concerning, because ultimately I remember reading and hearing about stories of what happened in certain countries, in this country, whereby because the state doesn't have money for ventilation, you have babies who are dying. And when you recall the amount of Jamaicans who are in custody waiting for their days to have their trial, and the trial can't continue because of scarce resources in relation to courtroom, etc. And when one recalls the call that the Court of Appeal has been making for years for resources to ensure that they can hear matter in a timely manner.
Watch your man, people. May have a plan, right? The system need to run a survey, do a polling, right? Through the entire island. Have people vote whether they want Vybz Kartel free or not. You see, everybody will say free Vybz Kartel. If it turns out that majority of the people want him free, yes, you free him. After you free him, those people are tasked with actually paying back all the money Vybz Kartel would be owed. All of the people who say free Vybz Kartel are them for pay it back. All of the Gaza fans, them, they should have a tax. The payback Vybz Kartel tax. And that is added to everything them buy. Added to their paycheck for a deduction every time. Because, you know, we have to get the money for pay back Vybz Kartel. We need billions. So all of the people who say free Vybz Kartel, I wonder if they would be willing to put their money together and make sure the man is compensated and everything like that. Because since you don't want to free a man where him actually look guilty, everything points to him being guilty, but technicality, we are going to release him. Why? Because, you know, want to pay him back? Okay, make us see what I want.
And one wonders what is meant by the statement just pay for it, because the state is you who is home. The state is your scarce taxpayers' dollars being utilized to go down and pursue one case when there are hundreds of Jamaicans and hundreds of victims who are waiting their turn in the queue.
All who are listen to them big old foo liar, no know say them a get pay. Them a get pay and them a go get a big cut out of the money if Vybz Kartel get free. So them will say anything and do anything for free him because it's big money. It's big payday for them. So uno go and sleep and make them take uno for a wild ride and find on yourself gag and tied and robbed. And that uno no see a fleece them above a fleece uno.
It wasn't the first time the prosecution was conceding that the men's right to a fair trial in a reasonable time would be breached by an order for a retrial. But this time, the team from the DPP's office acknowledged that the concession was a hurdle to the retrial order they were seeking from the Court of Appeal. Prosecutor Lorianne Tugwell acknowledged the difficulty the prosecution faced soon after getting to her feet.
You know, say truth be told, these prosecutors are not doing their job. This lady Tugwell, what kind of job you do? None of the prosecutor them now do them job. Why them now actually explain to the judge, break it down and prove to the judge say they gave these men a fair trial and the man them corrupt them who won a trial? How about that? They're not even making the argument that multiple jurors were approached. Multiple can actually try to bribe other jurors. Plus, a lady recused herself from being a juror because her son was approached behind bars and was being pressured for her to come back with an innocent verdict. That alone tell you say the thing corrupt from the beginning. So how them are gonna make it look like say the man them weren't given a fair and impartial trial? The man them corrupt them own a thing, or the juror or whoever, somebody corrupt it. But it wasn't the prosecutor and it wasn't the judge. So who corrupt it and why?
Justice MacDonald Bishop commended Tugwell for her frank admission, pointing out that the prosecution needed to prove to the court that the acknowledged breach of the men's constitutional rights was justified under the Charter of Rights.
Jesus Christ, exactly my point. They're not making any argument. They're not submitting any evidence to show that the man them are responsible for what took place, or whoever is responsible, to show that it was not the justice system's fault. It was not the prosecution fault. It was not the judge's fault. They're supposed to be talking about Kian, the juror who tried to bribe the other jurors, who was later convicted for doing so. They should be bringing that argument up. On top of that, they should be showing, listen, this juror who tried to bribe the other jurors met with one of the defense attorney prior to that happening. Point that out. Show that there is linkage and cause to believe that the defense corrupted the juror. That is the reality. At least try to make the argument. Let the judge shoot it down. At least try to make the argument and make the judge them shoot it down. Me da rather that.
The justice noted the prosecution would need to prove the justification with evidence. Justice MacDonald Bishop pointed out that the clock started ticking on the men having a fair trial in a reasonable time after they were charged in 2011. She said it would be incorrect to believe the starting point was March 2024 when the Privy Council overturned their convictions.
Again, I must point out, the verdict was quashed based on juror misconduct. You can't go around that it was based on juror misconduct. So the man them were given a fair trial in a timely manner. However, the jury was tainted. And make note of this, ladies and gentlemen. Not to mention the obvious fact that 4 years have passed since the original appeal. Remember that, people. And the defense never brought up the juror misconduct. Yeah, the TNT juror wasn't a part of the original appeal. So that 4 years that it took to get to the Privy Council, that 4 years could have been null and void if they had actually brought this up to be a point to the actual Court of Appeal. Meds that, people. I want to think about that. So at least 4 years should have shaved off automatically because they did that on purpose.
In response, Prosecutor Tugwell noted that acquittal or dismissal of the case should be seen by the Court of Appeal as a last resort option. She said dismissing the case should only be an option in exceptional circumstances where a fair trial was completely out of the question.
Justice Marva McDonald's, yeah, she come off spooky to me. Honestly, she too eager to rule in a mistrial, you understand me, or acquittal. She seem very, very spooky. I don't understand. She a pressure the prosecution, even though there is no precedence for the case in front of the appeal court. Them never deal with something like this before, where the Privy Council send back the decision, remitted it back to the Court of Appeals. Normally the Privy Council make the decision themselves. So if it's gonna be acquittal, them say acquittal. If it's a dismissal, them say dismissal. If them say retrial, then a retrial. But they remitted the decision back to the Court of Appeals. So we have this process right now, which is ridiculous because there's no precedence for it. There is no start or end time or when the verdict should be given or when the decision should be made or how long or how short. Basically, it's on the fly because it has never been dealt with before.
The prosecution maintains that a fair trial for Kartel and his co-accused was still a strong possibility if the case is sent back for a retrial. During the morning session of Friday's hearing, Prosecutor Jeanette Forbes told the three-judge panel that sufficient safeguards existed to manage any risks that pre-trial publicity may cause. Forbes urged the Court of Appeal to trust that an impaneled jury would take their oath seriously and not be unduly influenced.
Definitely, people, a fair trial is a possibility. But that depends on if the man them now go try corrupt the thing again and again and again. Oh, me a talk about the defense them. We are look for a technicality. You see me I say forget off. Will they try to corrupt it again? Or will they make the procedure follow due course? You think so? No, I don't think so. Corruption, I go did it.
He says, despite the high publicity in the case, the judges should look at other high-profile matters in coming to their decision. Forbes highlighted the U.S. case of Bill Cosby and the South African case of Oscar Pistorius. Forbes said judges allowed those cases to proceed amid heightened publicity because of the interest of justice.
All them argument can't make no sense, you know. How them hold water? How them even make them argument here? Look how much high profile case. Look how much celebrities get tried. Look how much cases since social media has been a prominent thing. Look how much cases have been tried, from the R. Kelly to the Bill Cosby. All of these things happen, but guess what? These trials actually go forward. Look on the George Floyd. Look on them police there. They were tried. Those police officers were tried and convicted, even though those cases were so highly publicized to the point where there were riots, looting, burning, madness, all because they wanted those police officers to pay. So those police officers, right, that were implicated in the death of George Floyd, those individuals, don't you think their defense attorneys made the case that they were over publicized and everybody don't make up them opinion, say them and them guilty, and them now look on the evidence, and them now look at this and them now look at that, because public this and public outcry and the media and the worldwide stage and blah blah blah. But yet still these individuals were tried and convicted. Make that make sense?
Justice MacDonald Bishop appeared unconvinced by the comparisons, pointing out that each case had to be judged on its own merit. In closing the prosecution's case, Tugwell told the court that it was because prosecutors cared about Kartel and his co-accused why they wanted the case tried on its merit and not simply dismissed on a technicality. Final arguments in the case are set for Tuesday morning. It's unclear when the Court of Appeal will deliver its ruling. Noriye Banton for Nationwide News.
Nah. Come on, prosecutors, come on. Y'all don't care about Vybz Kartel, but in the best interest of justice, because y'all care about the accused them. That is why una want it to be retried. Stop the cap, stop the nonsense. Una want the man them for pay for them crime. Say that. Don't tell no lie. Why una make it look like say una care about the man them well-being and the rights of this and the rights of that? You don't care. So don't lie to the judge. Cause when you lie to the judge, you look away. Cause yeah, make it look like you care when we all know you not care. Stop it. Y'all need help. Can't go round it, you know, people. Day 5 in a way. It look away. It sound away. After Justice Marvin MacDonald Bishop told us they wouldn't go past Friday. Friday at the last day. Make an argument. This and that. Guess what? It passed Friday. The next day for closing arguments is Tuesday, June 18th. So me I scratch my head and I say, but hold on. So Tuesday not past Friday. Hold on there, Judge Marvin MacDonald Bishop. Yeah, you already went back on your word. Yeah, you said Tuesday. And even more crazy, people, we don't know when we're actually gonna get the verdict. It can be Tuesday, it can be a month, 2 months, we don't know. We not have no exact timing, and we not have no other case to refer back and say, look, well, in this verse is this and that verse is that, this was the timing and this was the verdict and this, we not have nothing for related to. So this is all uncharted territories. So we just deal with it on the fly and make the best of it. And honestly, it's crazy because Justice MacDonald Bishop and the other two justices can actually take a month, 2 months. They can even take 6 months. Them can even say to the prosecution, say, get to the ducks in a row, and then we make a ruling. It's all up to them. The discretion is at these judges' mouth or gabble or whatever you want to call it, but them are going to make the decision, and they can make it however they see fit.
Dion, what can you tell us?
Well, Kalisha, this issue of the possible breach of the right to a fair trial within a reasonable time has been a constant source of submissions and argument all throughout this hearing at the Court of Appeal. So today the prosecutor said, look, we're accepting that if this goes to a retrial, there possibly, as you said, could be that breach.
As Mebina said, the prosecution was supposed to be making the case that the defense them corrupt the trial. The course of justice was perverted, but it wasn't from the prosecution side. Them should make the argument for that.
But the prosecution is coming from the position that the retrial needs to go ahead. So they're saying, let's acknowledge the breach, and if it is that a breach is going to take place, the next step is to look for remedies. What could be the remedies in this particular case?
The retrial need to happen, but if I was the defense, I would not want any retrial. I would want an acquittal, because if they got an acquittal, obviously everything goes away, plus the fact them can actually sue the crown, sue the state, and get back all of them legal fees and all of the pain and suffering, all of the money, plus more on top of it. So it's a good deal for them who say crime not pay. Imagine that. Wow.
One, they said the court could order expedited hearing. In other words, have the trial come on, have the retrial come on, be listed quickly. The other possible remedy, they said, is bail.
That is why the crown and make the judge them know, say, here we go on, we're ready for a 2025 trial. We now go wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And if anything, we can give them bail in the meantime. We now go push it too long, we're ready to go right now. But at the same time, if them want bail, them can't get bail. I'm like, give them bail? Wow, I guess, yeah, I don't know why bail. But I guess if you try to get the judge to actually lean towards the retrial, I guess you try to push her towards it by offering bail, possible bail, as a remedy. It makes sense.
Now, bail also came up earlier in the hearing as well, when the prosecution was responding to the submissions from the men that they are being subjected to an ordeal, and that to go through a second trial, a retrial, would subject them to even more of an ordeal. We heard about Kartel's declining mental and physical health. And again, the prosecution said in that case, one of the possible remedies there could be bail.
The idea of giving Vybz Kartel bail so that he can get medical attention doesn't actually make any sense. If you're gonna grant him special circumstances, well, everybody was sick behind bars, they should get bail too. Or at least get some form of medical attention or some special privileges like him. Everybody deserve flushable toilet. Everybody was sick, need flushable. I mean, even if you're not sick, you need flushable toilet. If him get flushable toilet, everybody fi have it. If him gonna get bail because him sick, then everybody forget it. Only fear, why aren't we treating him exactly like everybody else? Why is he getting special treatment over and over? Even in case them get expedited faster than everybody. Like, come on, he's getting expeditious hearings. Like, really and truly, say a rich privilege this, special privilege, links and power this. Come on.
Another big issue today, Kelisha, the issue of publicity. Has there been so much publicity in this particular case that it would be impossible to have a fair retrial? And the lawyers from the accused have been saying, too much publicity, it wouldn't be fair. But the prosecution again saying no, we believe there still could be a fair retrial. Again, the court would have to make certain orders. The court would have to, for instance, give directions to the jury.
Me tell you already, the defense no make no strong case. The publicity, the health, this, all of these things, none of them should actually be a factor. It's simple. Either the man them guilty or not. Is there evidence for a retrial? Yes or no? That Jesus Christ, that alone in for boil down to. It's not supposed to be no health and no finance. None of that nothing matter. Do you have evidence to get a conviction? Yes or no? If you have it, go ahead. If you don't, let it go. Simple as that. Is it complicated, people?
Overall, the prosecution's position is that the case shouldn't be thrown out unless it's absolutely a last resort, that in the interest of justice, this matter needs to go to a retrial, and therefore the court needs to look at a range of remedies to put in place to allow that retrial to go ahead.
Well, we are going to see what go on and what go on. But people, me have a little clip in here from, Vegas lawyer boy them. So me I say, look at idiot one when name Imhotep. You know that little fool, a fish motep, shit motep, that brother there, you see me? That individual, you remember when him, I don't know if y'all know, he did a live or a couple of lives talking about, oh, me, I work for 30 pieces of silver, and me, I worship therapy, and one bag of nonsense he had to say about me. Interestingly, it's been months now, but here what go on, what I go on. I got this clipping, and them man, I love to talk about people need to vlog about them or talk about them for attention. No, I don't care about you. However, just to put you in your place, I'm going to show you how much of a clown you are. How much of a clown you really and truly are.
Moderators, this person named Cheerful Birds, Just time them out for 30 minutes, please. Make them go drink some water and cool off. I talk about Cartel must stay in prison. You people are weird. Let me tell you why I know weird.
Listen, the buffoon, I tell the moderator them for time out the person because the person say Vybz Kartel if it turn a prison. Make it make sense. This man who's running a platform where claims say them neutral and have reasoning ability. We all can see both sides of the coin here. We can see why people are ball for freedom and we can see why people are saying for turn a prison. How can you criticize and disrespect the people them who see the evidence, who saw him got convicted when the conviction was quashed based on jury misconduct and not innocence, but you want to tell the people them say them are idiot and them this and them that. Hold on them, man.
I'm not going to tell you why I know weird. Now keep it real. Right? These people say people are glorifying criminals and people are criminal sympathizers. It's just weird to me. I just want a minute to just say this quick and fast. People say that people are criminal sympathizers. And these are the same people who are saying justice for Clive Lizard Williams, right? And I am not speaking in no way, shape, or form in the context of Clive Lizard Williams and the circumstances as to why we are here. What I'm saying is, according to all the evidence presented, everybody in this a criminal based on what them say. You understand me I say? According to the court, everybody in this a criminal. That's what the court are saying.
You see people who think them too smart, who think them highly intellectual, they tend to make these fallacy reasoning. These reasoning that no hold water. Brother man, if they're all criminals, then everybody a criminal sympathizer in your eyes. So if them call you a criminal sympathizer, guess what? You are a criminal sympathizer. However, if two man depend death row, and one of the man killed the man we are about to get executed 5 minutes before him execution, he still committed murder and he will be prosecuted. Even if he was to face execution the next day, guess what? Them are gonna put off him execution so them can try him for the other murder before him execution. You're supposed to know that. No, the system not think about, but our murderer that. Him only kill a murderer. So if him kill a murderer, you really are gonna, and him are gonna get executed anyway. And also justice system work. Crime is not against a person. Crime is not against a person. If you only had a brain, you would know that laws are built by the system, passed by the system, right? So guess what? It's the order of the system. If you break the order of the system, it's a crime against the state, against the people. You understand? Against the country, against the laws of that state, that kingdom, that country. You often know that province, whatever that county, whatever you want to call it. It's the laws of that place, and if you break the laws of that place, you're gonna pay for it. You will be prosecuted for it. So you can say, oh, a criminal this and criminal. I'm gonna break it down for you, little one.
Court said Lizard was a criminal because him go missing up shoes and them sitting there. You understand me I say? But yet still we have people out here I say Vybz Kartel for their prison and justice for Lizard. Don't make up on the mind because that's hypocrisy. Because what Uno tell we say is that Uno favor one criminal over the other according to Funo logic.
Absolute nonsense, nonsensical reasoning. This brother, me can't listen to no more. Trust me, people. Me don't even know how people listen to them buffoon, yeah, them idiot, yeah. How no do it, people? Honestly, how do you subject yourself to the reasoning and logics of people like that? Remember, you know, Mr. Vegas pointed out that crimes in Jamaica, like murders and stuff like that, is pretty much gang related. Gang versus gang, and these, you know, criminals versus criminals. So if the far majority of crimes is criminal versus criminal, then why are we complaining about crime in the country? Really and truly, why should we have the system prosecute criminals? If criminals committing crimes against criminal, nothing wrong with that. It's not really a crime since it's against criminals. Then really and truly, why are we trying to stop crimes? Why are we trying to solve these crimes in the first place? Why are we asking the system for justice? Why? If criminals versus criminals, if those crimes do not matter, then okay, let it go, let it flow, let the good times roll. Apparently, they ain't nothing but violence. Honestly, bro, your reasoning stupid pan another level, you know, bro. Pan a next wave in a different dimension, you know. It no matter if Lizard was a criminal or not. Me don't tell you from the get-go, crime is not against the person. But even if it was, there is no law that say, okay, because him a criminal and you a criminal, if you do him something, it negate or somehow exempt or I don't even know. But here is the craziest thing, right? We don't know about Lizard crimes. So people say Lizard this and people say Lizard that. We don't have Lizard in front of the court being tried, so we don't know. However, there are countless stories of Kartel, many evil deeds. So we know why people are say what they must say versus him. You understand me? We understand that. Now, if you can't figure that part out, well, you're slow to the ball game. People dislike Vybz Kartel for many things he has allegedly done, plus what he represents, plus what he do in our society as far as leading the kids astray. You see me? So people want him held accountable for his lifestyle, his music, when him agendas, when push upon people, so on and so forth. As far as Lizard, what has he done? We don't know. We just hear same thief shoes. We hear same was a bad man too. We hear same was one a cartel lucky them. So imagine that. Him a cartel lucky. Him a cartel gun bag. One a cartel gun bag them. Cartel are the boss. So, okay, we give the boss a pass. Give the boss a pass. Because the lucky thief him shoes. The real reason why this man has said them thing, you know, people, he's trying to capitulate to the Gaza fans them. In a fee mind, Vybz Kartel a come a road, so he might try get some Gaza fans. He's hunting for Gaza fans, and he's capitulating to the few Gaza fans who have run to his channel and are supporting via super chat and membership. So we know say the 30 piece of silver him sell out for, to the point where Mr. Vegas after call him out. Vegas a tell him and say, brother, you sound like you're sympathizing with Kartel. You have so much smoke for people who have something against Kartel, or someone who formulate an opinion against the Kartel situation. But if you're pro Kartel, him give you a pass. It's smooth. You understand me? But if you go against Kartel, them, it's rough. Him deal with your wicked disrespect you in every which way. And Vegas call him out pan it. Missed him one boss a call him out pan it. All because him a do it for money. The 30 piece of silver where him say me sell out for. Imagine that. The fall them come home to roost. These hungry belly vloggers. Yeah, brother. Hungry belly. Dead ya dead for hungry on YouTube. Yeah, man. You love to point finger and talk crap, right? Yeah, you never remember. You never remember say you're a vlogger. You never know say the things them you say about me was gonna come back to haunt you. Cause you up on YouTube, I go live every day. I beg for donation and membership. Guess who's not doing that? Me. Guess who don't go live every day and ask for donation and membership? I don't. So who not beg on YouTube? I am not begging. But you are. Yeah, you see how life strange. But I guess you don't realize I beg it on YouTube, I beg every day. But you curse another man. Yeah, wanna fight me out so you can't have it. So me say, have it. You don't want to be the beggars, cause you know, of course me say me a beggar. So y'all can have it. Beg away, beggars. Beg motep, she motep, emo beg. Yeah man, go on with it. People, you see what go on pan what go on. Them a call people hypocrite when them are the epitome of hypocrisy.
You describe what do you feel about your submission?
No, as I said, we're very excited about the submission. I'm proud of the team for the level of the plethora of information.
And in terms of clients, how do you see it feeling? How is he doing?
Currently, he has his heart condition, and that's the primary focus. He wants to do that. So,
in terms of the appeal rate to the state where it is, how is his state of mind?
well, I haven't seen him yet to let him know that it continues on Tuesday, so that's his thing. I'm trying to do it.
Okay. Alright, so in terms, I know this may be a trick question, but in terms of their confidence in the submission.
And my response to that always is God on time.
time on. God bless the success. Alright, thanks.
Go on with the road, I sat Buchanan. Go on with the road. People, remember, Tuesday we are going live. We are going live 11 a.m. Jamaica time, 12 p.m. Eastern time, Eastern Standard. So look forward to that, people, because we definitely we are go live and talk about the thing and recap the whole 5-day hearing and, closing arguments and make our, our submission and closing arguments before, we get to know what the verdict. We might not get it same day, just bear that in mind. So big up to everybody we are tuning to Dancehall News and Reviews. You know that, go already. And the captain attack too, captain of the Vulture Squad.